Welcome to the Missouri Business Podcast. The show is chock full of insight on what it's like to start, stop, and drive a thriving business in our great state. Each episode, we'll dive into the mind of a Show Me State business owner so you can avoid their mistakes and glean their expertise for your gain. Now, here's your host, John Piazza Norton.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Missouri Business Podcast. I am your host, John Piazza Norton, the Main Street Business Mentor. And today I'm with Mike Olinger.
Yep.
And I'm here in the speakeasy.
Yep.
We're not supposed to speak about it, but we are. Tell us a little bit about the backstory of how that all started to come together. I mean, you've been brewing for a while. This didn't just start when you bought this building.
No. My background in brewing really isn't that extensive. I did some home brews and stuff like that a few times.
Okay.
But mostly my background comes from aerobic fermentation, which was at Beringer Ingelheim. I worked there for 11 years.
Okay.
So the equipment's identical. The process is extremely similar.
Okay.
So that's where most of my background came from.
Gotcha.
In the brewing industry. So I kind of could just step in, figure out the little nuances that were different.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I knew the equipment, I knew the process. I had all that down pat already. So.
Okay. So, and that's the who. You worked at Beringer for a while.
Yeah.
Is this your next stop after that?
This is it, yeah.
Holy cow.
I officially retired from Beringer in November. At the ripe old age of 38.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm retired. I do this full time. This is my job.
Awesome.
Yep.
And so you bought the place when? What month was
December.
it?
December 1st we moved in. So
Gotcha.
We also live on the third floor, so
Okay.
second floor, yeah.
Very good. And so you were looking to open.
I was shooting for around St. Pat's. That was sort of a lofty, unrealistic goal, but I wanted to give myself something to work towards.
You're
Kind of
pushing.
stay motivated, yeah.
You were pushing.
Yeah, pretty hard. But I figured it would be more realistically like April.
Okay.
And then, with COVID hitting in March,
Right.
The whole plan just sort of went, well, whenever they let us open.
Yeah, for sure.
Type of thing.
And so you pivoted a little bit. You had some curbside stuff and things like that.
Yep.
And a bunch more time to get the place ready.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it really wasn't all that bad.
Yeah.
Considering it, in our industry, a lot of people think you make beer and it's ready. No, it takes weeks and weeks to perfect and to get the recipes down.
Right.
A lot of the stuff that we were filling curbside and growlers was edition number 1 of that beer. So that gave us a chance to get some feedback from the public.
Yeah.
And say, hey, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What do we need to change?
Yeah.
And you can never go in thinking, the first time I go work on this piece of equipment, I'm going to have it down. I'm going to know every little thing about it.
Right.
That's just impossible. So really,
Sure.
It was sort of like a really long, soft opening kind of.
Yeah, no, I get that. So the theme, let's talk about that.
Yep.
We see the beard.
Yep.
Do you have ties to, the north?
I do. Yeah, I grew up in Minnesota. I was
Okay.
born and raised until 14. I think in the early 90s we moved to Missouri.
Okay.
I'm still a Minnesota Vikings fan. Still a Twins fan. I held on to those northern roots.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if you know, are Scandinavian descent in Minnesota, as am I. My mom's
Right.
side is 100%. My dad's side is mostly Germanic, I think.
Gotcha.
So the Angry Swede kind of theme came along as my nickname. Some people used to call me the Swede because I look very
Gotcha.
Scandinavian. It's also my golfer's name in Golden Tee as well. So
Understood. He does have that here, by the way.
Yeah.
He does have it.
And so, I mean, really the angry portion of it was, I don't think I was built for corporate life, if that makes sense. Not really my style, my thing. So
Right.
people used to joke with me, it's like, hey, man, you get off work and you're just kind of grumpy all the time.
Right.
Why is that? I don't know, I'm just an angry Swede, I guess. So.
If you could use a different word other than angry, but still be accurate,
Yes.
what would you pick?
Oh man. Well, now it's the happy Swede. I'll say that.
Oh, look at that.
I'm enjoying this.
Very nice. Wow,
it was sort
I
of like
guess.
a joke, or as an homage to my former life there. But so I was calling the Angry Swede. So I don't know. I mean, now I'd say it's probably pretty content.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I like it.
Let's talk about some of the newer ones. I think I saw the sour.
Yep. Yeah. Cranberry sour.
Tell us where, because like Taco Bell,
Yep.
for example, they have all kinds of different stuff.
Oh yeah.
But in reality, it's about 9 different ingredients
Yeah.
in
They
a
all
different
sort of
order.
just kind of.
Is that because sour sounds like it's got something completely different
It is.
involved?
So we're doing what you call Kettle Sour on ours. So souring of a beer is really just introducing a bacteria, some sort of lactobacillus bacteria, Agaricot, there's multiple different strains you can use in them, but it's introducing that prior to fermentation. So what you're doing is you're taking your wort, which is all your grains, your nutrient-rich brine almost that the yeast would like to just eat up.
Yeah.
Sugars that produce alcohol. So you're dumping in bacteria into that, which will do a little bit of that, eat up some of that stuff, but it sours the beer, it drops the pH super low.
Okay.
And that's what gives you the sour, acidic taste on your tongue. So then you actually run a fermentation afterward. So you boil it to kill off the bacteria, and then you run a fermentation out afterwards.
Gotcha.
And then you can get alcohol out of the yeast that way. So.
Very cool. I'm fascinated. I don't know if you guys all love this or not. I'm fascinated by it. I like the chemistry. I like, anything like that. Now, as far as if I'm hungry and I come here, are there some things that I can have?
Sure. Well, absolutely. You can bring in whatever you want. You can order pizza. They'll run it here.
Gotcha.
And you can DoorDash, all that kind of stuff. There's quite a few restaurants just within I would say 5-block radius. And there's some restaurants that we have downtown now. So
Right.
it's really improved over the past few years.
Oh, absolutely.
We're trying to work out a deal with a couple of our neighbors here on getting some menus in our place and then speaking to them. Hopefully they'll run some food over to us. That's kind of the thought is it works out for them where they get increased business and exposure, and it works out for us. Our customers can hang around a little longer and have a couple extra beers.
Right.
Get some food.
Very good.
So it works kind of benefits both.
I've found that the more you can do that, especially here in St. Joe, people know this, maybe they don't know the other.
Yeah.
And so that starts to cross-pollinate pretty well.
Yeah.
Mike is the Angry Swede's a member of the Quest this month. And so if you stop by, I know it's normally a window, but the windows are frosted and they're fantastic, so we're not going to touch those. But you can take a picture with the flag.
Yep, absolutely.
Right outside, come inside because it's too hot, and get something to drink. And that's really the way to do it. Then you're on your way to winning a vacation stay at a resort, and you get to pick like 50 different locations. Actually, pretty cool. If you're here, why not pick Stockholm?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Capital Sweden.
But you can go anywhere you want. If you like a little warmer, that's totally cool. So let's talk about what's coming up this next week or two. You have anything?
So we've moved in a couple of ciders, actually. Casey Cider Co. is about 6 blocks away from us.
Okay.
We're pretty happy to move in a few of their ciders.
Yes.
Into our cooler down here and start offering those on tap. So we're carrying 4 of theirs now, which is cool because they don't have tap rooms, so it's nice that one of the places in town that can offer that.
Cross-pollinating. That's what we're talking about.
That's right.
But at the same time, you gotta remember, my cooler's only so big.
Yes. Yep.
I have to be careful, but hopefully they're able to store it until you absolutely need it.
Sixtels too, which are the smaller kettles.
Oh, right.
That works out even better.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
We did our collaboration that just finished with River Bluff. We released that last week.
Yes.
That was the Viking Voyager.
Nice.
It was a pretty tasty pale ale that came out more like a farmhouse ale.
Okay.
We used a Norwegian strain of yeast called Kvike yeast, and it's got a pretty cool history past on it. And, that was fun. That was really cool to work with those guys. And again, our cross-pollination.
You actually got a lot of publicity off that too.
For sure. Yeah.
You probably saw it, but if you didn't, check out the video. It's all over the place. You'll be able to find it. Mike, I really appreciate your time today.
Of course.
Again, the Angry Swede. One more time with the address.
513 Francis Street here in downtown St. Joe.
Don't forget to take a picture of the flag.
Yep.
And what's the phone number if they need to give you
816-262-9789. That goes directly to my cell. So.
Oh, there you go. Mike Olinger, and he's here all the time.
Yes, I live here. So.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, my name is John Piazza Norton with the Missouri Business Podcast, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Missouri Business Podcast. Make sure to visit our website, MissouriBusinessPodcast.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, or Stitcher so you get the ding when the next one is out. And if you have a question to pose on the show, just shoot us a comment on the website or like the John Piazza Norton Facebook fan page for direct access. Be sure to tune in next time when we squeeze the brain of another business leader for your benefit. Talk is cheap. I'm from Missouri. You have got to show me. See you next time.